Hello friends and welcome back to the channel for war number 3 of season 49. We got a matchup today against DSVG, who I think is pushing this season. I think they were taking last season off. Scorpion Agent Venom back on the team along with Hulkling for a tricky Onslaught mini-boss later. Let's jump right in. Starting off today on path number 9. A couple hazard shift fights here with Scorpion, starting off with a rank 3 Sasquatch here on node 9. So a couple things to note about this fight. Obviously, Scorpion cannot be immune to Incinerate, so for half the fight we basically just have to sit there and just do nothing, including at the start of the fight here. The other thing that comes into play here, and actually ends up costing me my first death of the season, is a really fun interaction with Sasquatch and his Wrath mode and power efficiency. So when you combine those two things, it basically means that Sasquatch has 0 cost specials when he's in Wrath of TERRAX. So, and of course he's unstoppable on those specials, so you can't punish them. So you literally cannot do anything when he's in Wrath and throwing specials except just dex them. And you end up in the corner, and once Wrath ends, if he doesn't then throw another special attack and dump his power, you're pretty much screwed, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. So we've got him above 2 bars, fire off my special 1 to get the taunt on him, he's in Wrath, so figure we're going to do a bunch of damage here with these repeated special 2s. You can see we're chunking down large sections of his health here from these stings. But now, Wrath is about to end here. We get 1 more special 2 out of him. He's at like 2.8 bars of power. We're stuck in the corner. We need him to throw this special 2 in order for us to create some space for ourselves. My block is left open for some reason after that heavy, and I push him into the red. So I figure, okay, let's try and do as much damage as we can here. Unfortunately, I cannot get to the special 2, which probably would have killed him after the special 3. We sit here, we take the special 3. This specialty actually doesn't kill us, which is, you know, like I said a moment ago, if we had fire off the special 2, gotten the sting burst from our special 2, and then the sting burst from him throwing a special 3, he almost certainly would have been dead. But unfortunately, he triggers Wrath a second time here, so now his specials again cost nothing, he's unstoppable, and we are just stuck once again back in the corner, and he punches right through whatever I was trying to do there, and leaving him at 1%, which is super frustrating. So really, really close there. Yeah, I mean, I guess there are a few things I probably could have done in that fight, but really, really tough. The 0 cost specials is a very frustrating interaction, but obviously that's why he's placed on that node. So yeah. All right, moving on, we have an ATTUMA, rank 2 ATTUMA on node 18, also with hazard shift. Scorpion, pretty decent counter to ATTUMA because he has access to shocks, which is what we're going to do here. So again, we're going to start off in Incinerate phase, so we basically just have to sit here and take block damage from him and avoid heavies until we can safely hit into him. I don't think he ever gets enough hydration in this fight to trigger like an unstoppable. So like we are taking a bunch of thorns damage, as you can see, but if we move up to the special 2 and apply that petrify, we can recoup some of that health, and that ends up being a really good strategy here. In addition, with Feet of Indestructible, we don't really want to be firing off special 1s anyways, because he's going to be indestructible like right after we get that bar of power. So we're recouping some of our health there from the Petrify, as you can see. Still going to have to heal up after this fight, but, you know, it's better than the alternative, I guess. And Striker into 1 more combo, and he goes down. Not a terrible fight there. All right, up in Section 2, we are on Path 2. We have a future Ant-Man here on 20. Nothing going on here with the nodes. We can basically just play this as any straight-up future Ant-Man fight. So, of course, we're going to start by waiting out his initial armor up, and then we're going to try and get him to block. He is not interested in holding block. You can see we're getting a couple like reverse intercepts on him, expecting him to hold block. Finally, he does. 20 seconds in, we get a Pierce passive up, or Pierce buff rather, and now we can start our normal rotation. I've gotten better, I think, recently at doing a full dex of his special 1. I used to just take the entire thing on my block, and I'm trying to get like a lot better at that. The special 2 really still gets me pretty much all the time, but I can do the special 1 most of the time now. So, you know, progress is progress. Got the couple Fury buffs up here, so we're doing some decent damage. We get 1 more Pierce up there, and I think 1 more special 2 here is going to do it. Healing up a bit from the Disintegration debuff there. I think that's a net positive health gain. And then this special 2 finishes him off. All right, next fight we have a TERRAX on EMP mod and Prey on the Weak. Going to use Scorpion here again for the shock immunity. This is a low sig TERRAX. It is rank 3, but low sig. So at the start of the fight here, we're going to wait out the rock field here. Now, one thing to note about this fight is that you really don't want to be using your special 1 in this fight, because even though you're going to have the taunt on him, he can really only use 1 special at a time. So you really want to make use of that big sting burst from the special 2. That's going to be where the bulk of your damage is going to come from here. So again, until the rock field is expired, he can't sting himself with additional special attacks. So we fire off the special 2. That's going to keep our health topped up from all of the willpower healing that he's going to attempt to get, and that's really going to counter a lot of the rock field damage that we're going to be taking throughout this fight. And I think we do end up finishing this fight with a full yellow bar. Between the willpower from the armor breaks and the petrify, which is gone now, we're going to stay at pretty much full health here. So yeah, just, in this fight, just stick to the special 2. I think this burst I don't think it outright kills him. I think it brings him really close. Yeah, down to 2%. So there we go, and then he fires off a special 1 and kills himself. All right, last fight of the war for me is a rank 3 Onslaught on node 41. This is a very common placement, a very difficult fight, even with somebody like Hulkling, who was like a classic Onslaught nuke. I would probably prefer using Ironheart here, just because I find her to be much safer. I've gotten, speaking of decks that I've gotten a lot better at, I've been practicing the Onslaught SP1 decks quite a bit. That's really important in this fight, because he's going to be throwing a lot of special 1s with Power Focus 2 here. You saw that I used an advanced power boost just to get to my special 2 as quickly as possible. Also running power backs, of course, to maximize my damage output. On that special 1, I did mess it up a bit. That's, it is what it is. We've got the regen ticking at least, so we're covering some of that health here. Right here, I should have baited out 1 more special 1 from him instead of just trying to go, as quickly as possible. I did completely understand that I was going to be taking some degen when he fires off this special 2, but I was fairly certain it wasn't going to be enough to kill me, and I'm right. So we are still healing up quite a bit there. Fire off another special 2, and we are close to a 3rd or 4th one, or whatever the count is, and 1 more special 1 dex. And I'm thinking, if I can get him to block after this, we can go ahead and kill him with 1 more unblockable special 2. I decide to not chance it while rooted and fire it off to break the root. And then we use the striker and the special 1 that finishes him off. So definitely could have been cleaner. Again, not my preferred counter to this fight, but, gets the job done. Fortunately, we did not go on to win this fight. Shout out to DSVG. 5 kills for me, my first death of the season. Leaving an opponent at 1% health feels pretty bad. And there, again, there are probably a couple things I could have done differently in that fight, but it's an extremely difficult placement, and not being able to attack for half the fight, plus the specials costing nothing is pretty annoying to deal with. So record for the season falls to 1-2. Hopefully there are better days ahead, but until then, as always, thank you very much for watching. See you again next time.